Good morning, folks. Sorry, I'm running about a minute late. I'm actually not even that organized this morning, so I'm going to try and get stuff going. Looks like it's going to be a decent day out. Maybe a little overcast, maybe a little rainy. I don't know. It's 55 degrees. That's nice for us. Supposed to rain this afternoon. Looks like 33% chance. Not too bad, I guess. Get up to 59 degrees. Booyah! That's super nice and warm for us. Um, so we are going to go through some stuff. I apologize. I am running a little slow today. Let me see if I can get my numbers up. What is it, like day 63 of the kid hostage situation? My kids are holding me hostage. I don't know how I'm going to survive. They just canceled school for the rest of the year, which I'm unsure how I feel about that. My wife's been working from home, so that's kind of nice. She's been letting me, work instead of deal with the kids. Not that my kids are trouble, but anyways, so we're just kind of working through a bunch of stuff. Let's see here. Let me pull up some spreadsheets and stuff like that. Not sure who's all dialing in this morning. I need to figure out what we are going to be looking at today. I'm sorry, I am running a little late. Let me see here. A lot of people have been, I live real close to a golf course. A lot of people have been out golfing, which, is interesting to watch. Let's see what we got here. I wonder if we've got some of these. Yeah, I got at least a couple here we can do. Date modified. So we'll sort by date modified. I got at least one we can get done here real quick, and then I'll have to look and see what else we're going to do. At least two here. Yeah, we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Woohoo! Hey, just want to let you guys know that if you are doing investments here in Indy and you need some rehab done, we can probably help you out too. We brought on a couple new crews. We got a new manager who's managing stuff. He's doing a good job. We are trying to kick it into over gear this year. We'll see how we can do it with the COVID and all that good stuff. But we're working through it all. I guess I should mute my phone. Is sound even working? Yeah, sound's working. Right? Yeah, sound's working. Yeah, let me mute my phone. Hold on a sec. Whenever I get a phone, or whenever that Voxer goes off in the middle of my thing this morning, I always think somebody's telling me my mic's not working. So, anyways, all right. So let's jump into a couple of these real quick. This is one we just got back off of rent this week. We've had a lot of issues this week with people who were supposed to move out March 31st, and then because of the whole COVID thing, they didn't know whether they were going to move out or not. So we've had a couple of people who were like, I'm not going to be able to move out. Then all of a sudden they're like, oh, I'm out. And so we're just kind of working through this sort of stuff. So I got a couple of these that are back off rent. So let's jump into one right now. And of course, I don't know. Okay, we're going to try this one here. Let me fast forward a little bit. Let me see here. Hold on a second here. Is there one that was done earlier?
This is an assessment South Sherman.
We'll do the
March
exterior
30th,
first.
2020.
Woo! March 30th, 2020. This house is
right here.
Let me turn him down a bit.
Stops and continues right here.
This house is an interesting one because it's on a busy street, and so it's 4 lanes out front. So it's hard to get in and out. So there's no turnaround in here on this driveway. So you pull in, and then if you got to back out, you got to back out. It's kind of difficult to do because it's a busy street. So that kind of hampers your rentability, I guess. Is that what I want to say? When you're working on it, it's also a thing. Now this over here, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but there was a house here that burned down just last year. That's kind of interesting too, because the owner of this house called me because he said, hey, I guess the neighbor is burning down. And so there was some damage on the side of this house, melted windows, melted siding, stuff like that, because the heat got that hot. Anyways, long story short, there's just a couple little minor things. There's no garage, there's no turnaround here. There's just the little house. It is a decent little house. It's not bad. It's just kind of a pain to get in and out of the driveway, so that always affects rentability on these sorts of stuff. But this one seems to go pretty quick. It's a cute little brick. Oh, I forget what they call them. Anyways, let's get through it.
Go to the other property.
You can see here, there's our 4 lanes, 2 on each side.
Up in front of the house right here. Some rocks.
Yeah, see, all this is, it sat for multiple months where they didn't even clear the lot from the fire over here. You can't see you can't see the video of the house. That's why everybody was texting me. All right, so let me back up just a real quick second here. Sorry. So here, you can't really see it. Give me a second here. Blah, 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 blah. There's the house. Cute little house. He's showing the yard. We'll just fast forward here. So I guess I was wrong. It is a 4 lane here, or 3 lane instead of a 4. Here's the lot where the house was that burned down, and it sat for 3 or 4 months, just in a rubble.
These hedges could be trimmed down a bit because they're getting a little wild.
Yeah, we gotta run the hedges.
This side.
Turn you up a little bit.
And you can see that there's Christmas lights running around the whole house.
They left those for us. Christmas lights, booyah.
There's a crack right here. Might just be fine though.
Lots of Christmas lights.
Right here. Scraps that need to be picked up.
Yeah, I don't.
Gutters a bit broken up. Splosh needs to be redone somehow. This fence right here is good. Works perfectly fine.
So that's another interesting fact about houses. If you got a house with a fenced-in backyard, then obviously you're going to get a little bit more people who have
Another
pets.
old screen door with a no bottom screen right here.
Yep. This house, I believe, has got central air, though.
There's a pole right here rising up from the basement.
Conduit.
Old spigot.
Conduit. Not a spigot.
All of these windows have screens.
Yep.
Looks like.
Couple new windows. Or newer windows.
Got a bunch of dirt.
Where the heck did the mud come from? Good morning, Amy in Clarksville Property Solutions. Morning, Tim, buddy.
A couple trees in the backyard. Some weeds growing up over here. And here. We got some firewood.
A fire pit there. Nice. Yeah, see these little awnings were on the side. They're all melted off.
Sealed up. This window is good. This one is as well. And, we got a shed back here. With, some junk in it. there were bees in there. Could be a bee's nest. You can see them on this tree right here as well. That is pretty much it for the exterior of 236 South Sherman.
Nice. It gives me the address at the end.
This is an assessment.
I love to show that stuff off in these videos. All right, let's see what we got here. I guess this is going to be our interior video.
We got this old screen door. No
Both screen
right
doors.
here.
Hmm.
You can see this door that can be painted. There's all paint that's chipping off. We've also got a door handle and a lock.
Banging around. So this house, for whatever reason, when we took it over, didn't have a door knob. It just has a handle. And then the deadbolt. What did he say? I'm having a hard time hearing him today.
An open box right here.
No, no lights in that space is what he's saying, in that room.
An open box right here.
Open box. Can't see it. You need a flashlight, Cole. We had to talk about this. Oh, that's just a phone line or phone. That's no big deal. So paneling in here in this room. Oh my gosh, I got another guy.
I see like a bit of a crack in the ceiling right here. It's not very visible on the camera. It's just like a little streak.
Yeah, a little minor settlement crack going on.
And right here as well. Got a little crack right here. So the basement.
How's our flooring looking here? I can't tell. Looks pretty rough.
Floor's not too bad. It's just separating a little bit. You can see we're missing some of the tile right here.
I don't have any replacement tile for that. I don't know what I'm going to do there. Allison, you can fabricate me up something, right?
Arm in here. Cabinets are good. Nothing really wrong with them.
We're using a cell phone flashlight. I love that. Now I suppose what we could do is, what are we missing, about 4 or 6 tiles? We could steal some of these tiles from over here. There's 3.
So the tiles starting to crack and fall right here.
Yeah, boy, I don't know.
The walls could be touched up.
There's a stove and a fridge.
Screws and little tiny holes in the walls, and nails and things like that. Also another little crack running along the ceiling right here. Some yellow tint to the ceiling, could be painted. We've got blue walls back here, behind here, and there's no trim on the counter. Other screws and things like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Tim. Tim's asking if this is flooring tiles on the wall. Probably.
These walls could be touched up or painted.
Looks like they need to be repainted.
Nothing really wrong with the floors, they're old. Got any old floors as well. You've got some old screw caps and things like that in here that need to be pulled out and painted over.
Yeah, we just need to do touch-ups throughout. I can't tell if this needs to be repainted or just touched up.
Plug it.
Looks like it needs to be repainted because there's lots of stains on the walls and whatnot like that.
Got a couple holes in the closet doors. Shelves could be cleaned out, some miscellaneous dirt
This owner is
in there.
a guy who comes into town quite often. He's out of Colorado. He comes into town quite often. So he may do his own rehab on this. I'll have to check with him and see what he wants to do. But he also may know where to source those floor tiles. I mean wall tiles.
There's like some tile or something that's been glued on this door. The ceiling and the walls could be painted.
Okay, so basically 3 rooms need to be painted. 2 bedrooms and the kitchen.
We got some cable wires and whatnot hooked up over here.
Let's see what the bathroom looks like here in a minute when he goes in there. Yeah, they probably did. Amy's saying that they probably used a wet mop on the laminate flooring. It wouldn't surprise me. The laminate flooring was in the kitchen because it was kind of around the edges. It was all chipping and losing its luster. Is that what I'm saying? Not its luster, but losing its finish.
There's some water damage again back here.
So we need to assess that tub.
Here's the inside of this glass mirror. So it gets a little rusty in there.
I always hate these windows in the tub. They're just a mold factory.
So this could be cleaned out in here. No apparent leaks or anything. So we got some dark spots on this tile right here and a bit of a yellow ceiling.
Ooh, that door is pretty rough. In the bathroom there. I don't know if you guys saw the damage there.
A little dusty and some
It'll be up to the owner. Amy's asking if are we gonna paint the panel or tear it out.
here's a little paper thing right there up on the right in between.
I don't know what his buddy was talking about. Let's see what his buddy spotted.
This right here is gonna go to a paper towel holder or something. I'm not sure. But it's
Oh,
broken.
yeah.
See the other piece right here.
I see.
This piece is right here.
Now it's probably an old, one of those rollback cabinets, but it's a rollback door.
Could be shaved down on the top.
That's what they were talking about.
It tends to get caught right here.
We just went to R-rated, guys.
Yellow, green, red stairs here.
Hey, I like your shirt.
This is where the lights are. Oh shit. Camera on here.
Yeah, they got the light switch at a 90-degree. Cole, you got to get a flashlight, buddy.
Furnace, or not a furnace, a bar area.
Some weights and stuff. When the owner gave it to us, there was a bunch of stuff down in the basement. Oh my gosh. Black lights. Booyah! We're going to have a rave down here.
A couple of other lights that have been hooked up with extension cords and things like that. Looks like it was home rigged. This right here.
Can't see nothing, Cole. You're
Tables
just...
and chairs been left behind. Got an old water heater right here, a new one here. Got a carbon monoxide alarm.
Nice.
Furnace.
It's a pretty dry basement from what I remember.
Miscellaneous items are in here.
Yeah, there was some miscellaneous stuff just kind of left from either the previous owner or...
Cleaned out of this little cabinet. Some jump on this table. Probably get a new light for this. Right here, it doesn't turn on. The bulb is probably blown.
So not a bad overall turn. I mean, I think they were there for a couple of years. So we're missing basically 6 tiles. So one, is that a half of a tile maybe? I can't even tell you the truth. Looks like maybe it's just a half a tile. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a half a tile. So maybe 5, maybe 6 tiles. Not sure where we're going to get them. You try and pry them off and see if we can just paint the wall. Let's see what we got here. I'm not sure what it'll look like. Maybe sorry, I'm just typing a couple little minor things here. All right, so there was a fridge and a gas stove present, so those are the owners. We're gonna remove the Christmas lights. I don't know. You know, I hate to say it, but it probably cost about $100 because they look like they were tacked up pretty well. Run the gutters away from the home, about 10 feet. So I'm going to say that's probably $100. Both storm doors replace the screen, so that's probably 50 bucks. Bee's nest in the storage. And that could probably be, I don't know. I mean, that could be miscellaneous. I could just spray it, but like probably 50 to 150 if I have to have a pro come out and do it. I had a evidently we left a lockbox from when we moved them in ages ago, so we got to remove that lockbox. Install new door handle. I don't think that'll be very much, 25 bucks. Repaint front door. We can include that in here. We're going to repaint 3 rooms. So there was, yeah, I know it's Tim saying it's pretty much basic floor tiles. But yeah, I don't know. But where are you going to get that style? Is that what I'm worried about? Anyways, we'll get to it in a second here. Going to repaint 3 rooms and touch up ceilings in the living room. So typically, it's about 150 a room. 100 to 150 a room. It's probably 100 a room. So 1, 2, 3, 300 plus fixing the ceilings in a couple of the rooms and doing some touch-ups in the bathroom. Let's just say it's 4 rooms. So 400 bucks. Pull tile off the wall in the kitchen and paint, or does the owner have source for new tile? So I don't know if the owner did this stuff, and if he knows where we can get it. If he does, then that's obviously the simplest fix. But if we've got to pull the tile off the wall and repaint, then it's probably 150 bucks. Assess tub and surround. I think running a new tub and a surround is probably going to run about, so it's about 300 bucks for tub and surround, and then let's say another, if we have to replace the faucets, another 100. So let's say it's like 600 bucks. Install smoke alarms, that's miscellaneous. Trim doors is needed, that's miscellaneous. Remove old water heater, I don't know. He may or may not. He's kind of a little frugal, is that what I want to say? Is that my easy, fast way of saying he's cheap? So I'm not sure if he'll have us do this or not. Assess lights in basement. Probably 150 bucks there. So, I mean, there's a couple of assessments, a couple of questions here. So I'm not sure if we'll do some of this stuff. We'll definitely have to do this. I mean, the repair is probably, because it looked like that tile was around the tub was rotting out, and also around where the fixture was. I wish Cole would have been, usually I like to punch on the, and not really hard punch, but just kind of poke at the surround around where the faucets are to see if they're leaking or whatnot, because they get real loose behind there if they're leaking a little bit, or if water's penetrating in through, around where the handles come out and stuff like that. I mean, it could be $250 to $350 for repairing that area, because if you open it up and it's just a mess, then it's going to be much more expensive, and you're probably better off to just replace the whole thing in there. Let's see here. What else? There was another one. This one's an assessment. This may be a cheap one because we can probably just have the guys that are doing the work do it. But otherwise, I mean, that's pretty much us. So let's run our numbers here. So we got a 100 plus 100 plus 50 plus 25 plus. I'm going to see. He'd probably want to try and repair it. It's about $1,000. If we add in all the assessments, so we're at 100 plus 100 plus 50 plus 150. Yeah, I don't know about that 150. Minus 100 plus 100 plus 50 plus 50 plus 25 plus 400 plus 150 plus 600 if we replace the tub and stuff, plus 100 plus 150 plus 250 plus 250. it's like 22.25 there. If we do everything that's on this list, minus we get away with just spraying with a can to kill the bees. So anyway, that's pretty much where we're at. Now this house is on a busy street. It rents for like $650. Let me run some cash flow with you guys on this one. Oops. You can't Google cash flow. I keep expecting my thing to know where I'm at. So let's say this house rents for $650. We're going to put in our typical numbers: 8%, 10% for average repairs. Although it's probably not that high anymore because we've been working on this one for a while, off and on. The taxes on this thing is. Hey, I just wanted to show you this. I think this is funny. This is MyBor. This is our local MLS system. And MyBor has just come. Today I logged into MyBor so I could run some of these reports for you guys. And I'm just cracking up. This right here just makes me laugh. The COVID-19 update. For up-to-date information, visit mybor.com/coronavirus. Come on now. Really? Oh, is MyBor getting into the news business? I get it. They're just trying to help out. Man, oh man, it makes me laugh. Hey, it's the little things in this time, right? Got to get some funny stuff going on. Let's see what we got here. So what are the taxes on this bad boy? Let me pull my... Now what did I do here? So taxes on this bad boy are $648 a year. No, semi-annual. So it's $1,360 a year. So all right, let me pull this back over here. So taxes are a little high, $1,360. Insurance on this house probably about $600. Do I have the numbers from when he bought it? He bought it in 2017. Not bad. So he bought it for 24 grand. And he did a bunch of the work himself. So I'm gonna say he put like 5 grand into it. We're looking at maybe another grand. So let's say he's got like $6,000 into it. So he's at 31,000 probably into the basis. I mean, even if we jump this up and he put 11,000, he's at 36,000 into this house. He's at 10% cap rate on it, 9.72%. That's not bad at all. His cash flow is $291.67. Now that does not include debt service, but this guy's not the kind of person who has debt service on this sort of stuff. Anyways, so that's not bad numbers, 9.72. Now, could he probably burr it? Yeah, he probably could. Would he want to? I'm not sure he would. If he got a loan on this thing, I don't think it would cash flow, if at all. It might help his numbers out, but he'd have to be, anything that comes up repair-wise or whatever, he's going to have to deal with it, right? So, all right, let's go to our next property here. Let me close that window down. Let me find the next one on our list. This is one of our, and we've already seen a bunch of these. I'm going to do one of our duplexes. We just got this one back. So this is a duplex. These are shotgun duplexes. So this is side by side, and it's like 4 rooms. And this one actually has an upstairs. So we'll see what this one's status is. This one just came back off of rent. Oh, he's not looking to sell it. Tim's asking if he's getting a 10 cap, why he's looking to sell it. He's not looking to sell it. I say when he bought it, he put that in. No, he's got a lot of rentals around Indy, and he works with us, and he buys them and just holds them. Well, I can hear you walking, Cole. What's the scoop? Looks like.
The walls are going to be painted.
Okay.
In this room, clean the floor.
So this was we used to use.
Dirt and stuff on it.
Yeah, it's gonna need some pretty good touch-ups and whatnot. Probably a repaint, interior repaint.
This door doesn't really slide or anything.
That's the furnace room there.
Right here.
It's a newer furnace we just recently installed, I think.
These lights aren't very bright either. Got a hole right here.
So this flooring is this was Allure. Yeah, it's got the old. Tim's saying this has got serious baseboard, the old school ones. Yeah, they've been around forever.
Something wrong with the floor right here. There's like a hole or something right here.
So this was Allure flooring. We used to use this before. It was pretty good stuff. It was a floating floor. It adheres to itself. If you need to replace a panel, you can literally heat up the joints with a heat gun, and then pull that one panel out. Then you can put another one in. It's not as nice as the LVP we use now. The LVP we use now is a lot better. This stuff tends to separate. This Allure tends to separate over time with hardware and tear or whatever. But it's pretty good stuff. I mean, I think this has probably been in this unit for 7 or 8 years. And it's still looks like it's still in pretty good shape.
Cover right there, so.
It's probably cable TV came through there.
Mostly just going to need to be cleaned. Some slight separation here with this floor.
Yeah, you can kind of see what it's doing. Yeah, let me back up a little bit.
With this floor.
See how it's got these little separations here? I've seen it a lot worse with the Allure. I've seen it like, half an inch to an inch where it's sliding away. Because the way that Allure works is 2 of the sides have about a 1-inch gap coming out where it's the glue edge. And then, they kind of overlap each other. And so anyway, so over time, these can slide apart, wear and tear and whatnot. But these aren't too bad. They're not like the laminate click locks where you can basically kick them back into place. But I mean, that does damage to the click locks. I don't know what the heck that is.
So we're going to need a new handle for this door.
Yeah, we got a lot of these older doors. This is obviously probably, a 100-year-old, 80 to 100-year-old house. So they still got a lot of the old skeleton doorknobs and whatnot.
Door right here.
But those are to have a tendency to,
Well, the subfloor.
you know, they just don't take abuse very well. There's the old hardwoods underneath.
It's gonna need to be painted in here. Clean the trim, things like that.
Ha ha ha! Somebody brought their dumb trash can inside. Man, people crack me up. Yeah, it's gonna need a repaint throughout. Look at a couple of the front off this cabinet here, and then the front off this one here. I have to repair that. But this is called a shotgun house because it's basically room after room after room after room. So there's no floor plan to it per se. You basically are walking through all the different rooms to get to the next one.
Under the sink. I'm not sure if this board is holding anything up or not, or as to why it is there.
Extra reinforcement.
Cabinets and drawers are gonna need painted over. Need to be cleaned.
Looks like you might have had a
Cover
bug.
for this one. Clean them, paint them.
Might have a
Get a
problem.
handle for this one. Gonna need cleaned out. And get two covers for these that are missing the front covers.
Yeah, I already said that.
These are good. Just cleaned and painted.
FH is asking how long does the LVP flooring last? We've been using LVP for about 4 years now, and before that we used this Allure stuff for about 2 or 3 years. This obviously is one of our rentals, so we've probably had that that Allure in there for 6 or 7 years. And I think that what we're seeing right now in the LVP is it's got a lot longer lifespan,
It's missing a bulb.
but the jury's still out.
I'm not sure. It's gonna need cleaned in here.
This was back in the day when we used to do tile for tub surrounds. And see, this one's lasting pretty well.
Clean tub.
This is one of our lower end units, so it takes a lot of abuse, as you can probably see. But so we tried to plan for durability on these, so that they can, we're not constantly replacing flooring, we're not constantly replacing tub surrounds and stuff like that.
I'm sure something's clogged in there. This is missing its little
Stopper.
closing stopper. This is an
All right, let's go to page 2 here. Video 2. Well, they got another dumpster outside. Interesting. Oh, that's not a. That's a washing machine or a dryer. I thought it was a one of those.
These stairs are going to need cleaned, maybe painted. The wall going up the hallway is going to need painted. Paint the stairway, clean that.
So Tim says LVP has an edge up based on its ability to spot repair. Oh yeah. What he's basically saying is that LVP's the best thing about the LVP is I'll stop this video. The best thing about the LVP is that you can, it's not click lock, so you're not, so basically if you get one bad panel in the middle of the floor, you don't have to pull up the whole floor to get to that one panel. You can just pull the one panel out and put a new one down. And the glue we use is a pressure sensitive glue, and it's good for up to 3 applications. So you can basically, you put the initial set down, it gets damaged, you pull one up, put a new one down. You don't even have to replace the glue. And if that one gets damaged again, you can pull it up, put a third one down, and you don't have to replace the glue according to the specs. And we've had it a couple of houses where we've replaced 1 or 2. We had a house just recently where we went in and there was about 6 of the planks that had been damaged. And I actually even just sent my painter in, and she was in there for 15 minutes. She basically walked in, yanked the old panels out, put the new ones in, and she was out the door after 15 minutes. So she replaced 6 panels in 15 minutes. So what we typically do is when we buy LVP flooring, we just recently had an issue where because of the corona, our supplier, we called to order another couple pallets of flooring, and our supplier informed us that they were a month and a half out on getting us that flooring again. So we switched up to a different product by Mohawk. Actually, it's a little bit cheaper. But what we'll do is we'll just keep around a couple hundred square feet of the old flooring. So that way later on down the road, if we need to replace a panel 2 here or there, well, then we can.
This light right here or this one, and that one in there doesn't have any light bulbs. This light right here.
Hold on.
No, I'm not getting any response to this light right here or this one. And that
This one
doesn't have any light bulbs or anything hooked up to it.
So this house has an issue. Sometimes what you run into on these houses is it's not necessarily an electrical issue, but somebody puts in a 3-way switch wrong. And so it ends up that you've got one 3-way switch that has to be on in order for all the other lights to work. And as I kind of remember, this house is kind of funky that way. I think actually that on this wall, right around the corner from this door that we're walking in right now on this, there's a light switch that you have to turn that on in order to get these other 2 lights in the middle there on.
Wall's gonna need painted. Got this old upstairs floor.
This is kind of an interesting subject because a lot of people come into Indianapolis and they want to buy multifams, right? And they're like, oh, they're enticed by the cash flow. And believe me, I've been there. I was enticed by the cash flow myself. And the problem is that the tenants don't stay as long. And when, they move out after a year to 2 years at the tops, and they're usually pretty abusive to the property. And then, nice clean attic, huh? There's some insulation for us. Well, that stuff needs to be cleaned out. Anyways, so the tenants don't stay as long. They had a dog, evidently. Tenants don't stay as long. You got higher turnovers. It takes longer to fill the vacancies. What did he just say? I should quit talking.
You get some trim right here around this door.
Okay. Free TV. Yeah, so the whole house needs to be repainted throughout.
A new cover for this light or new light bulbs. This wood right here in the door jamb is coming loose. I'm not sure what needs to be done here, but it shuts fine.
Man, Cole, I just cringe every time you walk into a room and shut the door to check to see if the door latches properly. I told you guys all about that, or I got locked into a bathroom because I didn't.
Most of the
Plan
walls
appropriately.
In this house are gonna need painted,
Yeah.
clean everything.
So there's 3 rooms upstairs. There's 4 rooms downstairs. So there's 7 rooms. Free washing machine. You know that thing's not working.
Especially here in the kitchen.
All right. So let's look at the exterior of this one.
Exterior assessment video. You can see this siding right here is a little beat up. Probably going to be replaced. Get an extension on it as well. Things are packed up a bit.
This house does have newer windows. We just replaced them within the past few years.
Siding is starting to strip off a little bit.
Maybe that one's run away. Oh, nice. We also managed property next door there. I think we've seen a video in the past couple of weeks on this one over here. We had the front and the back units we had to redo. Maybe we only replaced the front
You
windows.
get
On
a
this
screen
one.
for this window right here. Screen for this one and this window as well.
That's one thing I just don't get. Why do these screens get popped out and go missing? I mean, open the window up to get the air flowing, but why? What are they punching it out, or what's causing it to get punched out? Maybe it's dog. I don't know.
This one's broken. Unfinished siding over here.
Trash.
Let's go check out the other side.
I think this one, I can't remember if she's renewed her lease or not.
The roof is looking good. It's a little wavy on this side.
Kids sneaking out at night.
night.
That's why the screens got busted out. The kids are sneaking out at night. I suppose.
Still unfinished siding work. These windows have screens. We've got weeds growing in on the side, all up over here. Screen.
And that's basically us. Woohoo! All right, let's run some numbers on this bad boy. So we need to run the gutters away from the home. It's probably going to run about 150. Yeah. Tim's saying, don't you just love these cable guys? Yeah, the cable guys have a tendency to sometimes do more damage than they're worth. I actually have a picture of one of our properties that I went to, and went to do the move out video, and on the wall, the outlet, there was literally a hole drilled through the middle of the outlet where the cable guy had run the cable through. And not only did he do this, but he then ended up going ahead and running the cable through. So he drilled the hole through the wall, I would assume from the outside in, because nobody would be stupid enough to drill through from the inside out. He drilled through the outlet and then pushed his cable through and then came inside, and he had to put the screw-on bit for the cable on the inside. So anyways, I was just cracking up when I saw that. All right, so let's run these numbers here. Hold on. So run gutters away, minor touch-up paint on the exterior. So on that front there, basically, 3 screens need to be replaced. We should be able to get that done for about $100. Repaint throughout, including repaint kitchen cabinets if needed. I'm not sure if the kitchen cabinets needed to be repainted or not. They may be, because usually when we paint cabinets, we paint them in gloss. So, yeah. Tim was just saying about the roofs. When on the roofs, the cable guys also have a tendency to, they don't want to use old dishes or old mounting hardware. So they don't replace a satellite dish. They install a new one. So I've literally had houses. We had one house in Broad Ripple that had 8 satellite dishes on it. It had 6 of the smaller ones that you see nowadays. It had 1 of the 3-foot dishes, bigger ones. I'm getting cut off here. And then it had a 7-footer. An aluminum 7-footer. Well, literally, we just cut the aluminum 7-footer down and we threw it out in the street, and it was gone in 20 minutes. So, all right, so we're going to repaint throughout. Hopefully, we don't have to repaint the kitchen cabinet. We can just clean those because they were done in a semi-gloss. Fix the furnace door. I'm just going to consider that miscellaneous. There was one closet door that needed to be replaced that had been a big hole in it. So about $75. Replace interior doors and handles as needed. So some of these older, skeleton doors, you got to replace those knobs, and they're kind of a pain because they don't make them like they used to, and so they have a tendency to strip out real fast. And so, anyways, but the alternative is that because you can buy these handles for about $10. And then replace them. So I guess maybe we could probably just let's just drop it to 25. I think they're only $10. They may have gone up in price. I'll do that to 25. Install fake panels in kitchen. Well, there was some other adjustments that needed to be done. There was a couple other doors that were having issues, so I'm gonna leave that at 75. Install fake panels in kitchen drawers unless repairable. I don't think that we saw. I think that Cole would have shown us if those front panels for the drawers were still there. So probably the tenants pitched them. we'll have to just, what we'll probably do is we'll just inactivate those drawers. So they'll basically get a cover over top of them. Like I say, these are our really low end rentals, or multifams. So it's not worth trying to replace the drawer because it's going to cost way more. So there's probably maybe $50 here. Assess for roaches, asses for roaches. Excuse me, we're already R-rated, right? Because we got to see that light switch from the earlier video, or earlier house that we did. So assess for roaches. So that's probably going to be about 150-ish. It is a duplex, so we may have to do both sides. I don't know. Let's do 225 just to be sure, because it'll probably be both sides. Checks drains to see if clogged. I'm going to put that as a miscellaneous, because I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but the bathroom sink vanity was full of water. Might be an easy fix. Install stopper on bathroom cabinet. Yeah, because the door stopper. I could put that on there. Door stopper on bathroom cabinet. So that's like $5. Clean out attic or remove trash. So about 300. This is for inside and out. Let me put that up top. Install, replace light ceiling globe upstairs. Those are probably about $10. Replace trim and upstairs door is needed. So I'm going to probably put about 150 because it doesn't look like those doors were trimmed in very well. So we'll need to fix those up. Miscellaneous, I'm going to say we probably got, I mean, really, this house is pretty bulletproof. So I'm going to say 250-ish. And then a final clean on this house will be 250. So let's see what we're at here. Was there any appliances in the house? Did we see anything? I don't think we did. We got a free, there was no stove, no refrigerator. We got a free washing machine, so we'll have to get rid of that. Let me put that in there. Hold on just a second. Where was that? I put it up here. Check. Washing machine. Okay. That's one thing. There was a bunch of AC's units. These may be ours. So I need to check to see if we rented them some units and that's why they're still there. All right. Let's see what we got here. Let's run some numbers. 300 plus 150 plus 100 plus 100. Allison is saying, on the exterior, there looked like there was issues with the divider between the two sides on the front porch and one of the front steps. Yeah, I saw the front step. Let me add that in here. We'll add in $150 for doing that. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. So this divider, I see what you're saying. This thing here, the concrete block here. Is that what you're saying, Allison? I did not see that.
You can see this
Smooth move, X-Lax.
here's a little beat up. Probably going to need replaced. Get an extension on it as well.
Does he get us a better video of it? I don't think he does.
Stairs are packed up a bit.
Might be easier to either. So this is, this got broken off. So we'll need to come up with a new cover plate maybe for this. Maybe we put a like a 2x8 over top of it just to kind of flush it out. Because I don't know if there's a way for us to, I don't know if we can create a form to make new concrete here. If it's even worth messing with that. I guess it's possible. I don't know if it's worth messing with. Boy, I'm looking for a cheap fix on this because obviously this is broken and gone. I guess you could probably do like a concrete, mix. create a small form. I wouldn't want to go too extravagant on it. So just maybe put like stack up a couple 2x right here underneath, and then build a little form around the outside edge of it maybe, and then just pour in some concrete and let it set up. Boy, I don't know. I guess you could take that panel off, period. That top panel, maybe put in a 2x8. I don't even know what to call that thing. Is that a gate? And now it's not a gate. It's not a fence. Separator or ER, separate. I don't know. What is it? Well, maybe I did this right. Separate. Come on, Allison. Where's the fix? There it is. Separator on front porch. I don't know, 150-ish. So we'll have to come up with a solve on that. What else do we have? I think that was us, right? Let's run some numbers. 300 plus 150 plus 150 plus 150 plus 100 plus 100 plus 1,000 plus 75 plus 75 plus 50 plus 225. Oh, divider. Yeah. Where am I at? 225. 150 plus 250. 2775. What did I just say? 2775. All right, so those were basically our repair estimate. Okay, so what I was trying to get into earlier was talking about. So Tim's idea is remove the top rail and put in a large PVC tube attached to 1x PVC square board. Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess that's why I don't think it's going to be a big. I don't think it's going to be a big expense. Now I went through all that work to come up with how to spell separator. Now I'm going to put divider. That's why I don't put a lot of money into repairing that, because I don't think it's going to be a major ordeal. It's not like it's a $1,000 a month rental on each side. I think this place rents for $550, $600 maybe. Maybe more than that, because it's basically two. Depending on how you look at it, this could be. Shotguns are always a little difficult, because shotguns are, you walk through bedrooms to get to the next room. So if this was just one floor, 4 rooms, we would consider that a 2-bedroom. So you would have the living room, So basically, you got to have 2 rooms. You got to have a living room. You got to have the kitchen or dining area, and there's enough room in that kitchen to eat in there. So you got a dining room / kitchen, and you've got a front room, living room, and then you got 2 other rooms. So technically, you could call those bedrooms. And in a shotgun style, that's acceptable. And then you got 2 more bedrooms upstairs. So you could say this is a 3 or 4 bedroom house or unit. Is that what I want to say? So probably we could actually get 650-ish. I don't know. I'd have to see what the real rents are on this one. What we've charged in the past for it. But anyways, what I was getting into was itch. I got to scratch. Typically in Indy, in the low income areas, these duplexes, triplexes, quads, whatever, these small apartment things or multi-units, multi-fams, you have a higher turnover rate. Tenants are staying 1 or 2 years, whereas in the single families, they're staying 4+ in our houses. You have longer time to find a tenant between rentals. So usually it takes 2 to 4 weeks to fill a vacancy on a single family house. It's 4 to 8 weeks on a multifam. So that can add to your costs. And then your turns are a lot higher. It's, they're more abusive for whatever reason. That's just what history has taught me. Every time we do a turn, we're putting in, a couple $1,000, $1,000 to $2,000, which I guess we get that with the single families, but the tenants are staying a lot longer in the single fams. And then these are a lot older units, and so they have a lot more wear and tear. And so, they're 100-year-old houses. I mean, this one's still got the old, whatever, skeleton key doorknobs. So, they've just been around for a while. Now, in some senses, they're rock solid, but on the other senses, there's a lot of functional obsolescence, which means that, it's a 100-year-old house. They weren't planning to, have people spend a lot of time in bedrooms, or have people spend a lot of time, running electrical everywhere, running cable everywhere, that sort of stuff. That's just not done as much anymore. So they didn't plan for that originally. It's like, have you ever been to Falling Water? That's Frank Lloyd Wright's house out in Pennsylvania. The kitchen is literally like 50 square feet. I mean, it is itty bitty, because back then they had, if you were that rich, you had servants, and you didn't care what the servants worked in, right? That's what they did. And so, the kitchen was literally like 5 linear feet of counter space. And it was get in, cook, and get out. You're not spending a lot of time in there. Whereas nowadays we spend a lot of time in kitchens. I mean, shoot, my house, the kitchen opens up into the family room. It's all one big, huge, gigantic room. And so, we just live differently than we did 100 years ago. So anyways, multifams in Indy are not the deals that everybody glamorizes. They can be, don't get me wrong, but you got to really buy right. So people who are spending $100,000 on this kind of a duplex right here are going to get their shorts handed to them. And I know that the owner on this property has run the numbers on these, and he's like, I just don't make any money on these units. He's like, I break even all the time. And so he actually was trying to sell this one before the COVID hit. And so anyway, so I don't know what he's going to do with it now. But anyway, so let's run some numbers on this, and I'll kind of try and show you. Actually, we're running a little late, so I'm going to let you guys do the there's a video that I have in the thing, and it talks about multifams and how to run numbers on multifams, and whether or not this is a good deal or not. This one here is not too bad. This one makes better money than his triplex. His triplex is a lot smaller, a lot of studios, 2 studios in it basically, and then 1 2-bedroom. But on paper it looks awesome, but in real life it's not that great. Now these aren't horrible, this duplex, but because he bought right. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of money into these houses. I think we bought them for 30, but over the past 7 or 8 years, I think we've put another 20 or 30 into them. So the numbers are not great, but they're not horrible either. So anyway, all right, let me go back to my main screen. Not that one. No, go to this one. All right, guys, click the like, click the subscribe. Oh, look, I pointed in the right direction. Click the like, click the subscribe, click the bell icon so you get notified when we post something immediately. If you have any questions, comments, whatever. FH, I'm glad you showed up, man. Usually it's my normals, and I love my normals. But anyways, if you guys have questions, comments, whatever, put them in the comments. If you want to see something on a video, let me know. We have over 300 rentals, so we see a lot of stuff. So, all right, kids, thank you very much. Have a good Saturday. Looks like it's kind of sunning up a little bit. All right, have a good one. Thanks.